One of my favorite parts about magical dragon neopets is making babies. When you start out on Flight Rising, it's kind of hard to keep track of the different breeds, the different rarities, and knowing what kind of babies your dragons are going to make. So this is a major element of the game, and it's not incredibly intuitive. I figured that I might want to help you guys out here with this guide. This is going to be all about the breeds on Flight Rising. Just the breeds, so the genes are an entirely different ballpark. The first thing you want to do is identify the dragon breed that you've got. The breed is like the type of dragon it is. Like dog breeds, we have like Labrador or Poodle. We have Tundra or Spiral. And those are two different breeds of dragon. The dragon breed will influence the offspring possibilities. So you could only have offspring that are one of the breed types of the parents. So you can't breed like a Mirror and a Tundra and get a Wild Claw. These breeds are classified by their rarity. Rarity is dictated by how you acquire the dragon, and conversely, it affects their cooldown, and as a grand result of both of those things, it influences the price that they sell for. Cooldown is the amount of time it takes between the hatchling to be born, the hatchling to mature to an adult, or the time for the adult to enter a nest and to be able to breed again. There are a few different types of rarities. We have 5 types: plentiful, common, uncommon, limited, rare. Let's start with the plentiful dragons. These are the ones that you're going to get to know right away because they are what comes naturally to starters. So when you get your progenitors, which are the 2 dragons that you get when you set up your account, they are only plentiful dragons. And those are the Fays, Guardians, Mirrors, and Tundras. Plentifuls you get from unhatched eggs that you find on the site, and then you get when you sign up your account. Those are the ones that we've seen the most of on the site. They're the most numerous because they've got a short cooldown. If you have a Fay and a Fae, their offspring will 100% be Fae. If you have a Fae and a Guardian, there's a 50% chance that the offspring will be a Fae or a Guardian. After it's plentiful, we have the common dragons. You can acquire common dragons through the treasure marketplace, and these dragons are the pearl catchers, the ridgebacks, the snappers, and the spirals. For commons, the statistical likelihood of passing on their breed to their offspring is so. The pairing of a common dragon with a plentiful dragon has a 70% chance of yielding a plentiful dragon and a 30% chance of a common dragon. A good rule of thumb is that the longer the cooldown, the rarer the breed. After the common, we have the very creatively named uncommon. Skydancer is the only breed that falls underneath the uncommon category, and their statistical likelihood is, of course, less likely than their predecessors. The statistical likelihood of passing on the breed to their offspring is so. The pairing of an uncommon dragon with a common dragon has a 50% chance of yielding a common dragon and a 25% chance of an uncommon dragon. The pairing of an uncommon dragon with a plentiful dragon has an 85% chance of yielding a plentiful dragon and a 15% chance of an uncommon dragon. Moving on from uncommon, we have the limited dragons. And the limited dragons right now are Imperial and Nocturne. And these dragons are released through on-site promotional events. The Imperial dragons were a Kickstarter benefit, and the Nocturne dragons are a one-day holiday. The price is influenced by the rarity of the dragon. So limited dragons and Nocturnes were our most recently released ones, so at this moment they are pretty expensive in the auction house. Statistical likelihood. The pairing of a limited dragon with an uncommon dragon has an 85% chance of yielding an uncommon dragon and a 15% chance of a limited dragon. The pairing of a limited dragon with a common dragon has a 90% chance of yielding a common dragon and a 10% chance of a limited dragon. The pairing of a limited dragon with a plentiful dragon has a 97% chance of yielding a plentiful dragon and a 3% chance of a limited dragon. After the limited dragons come the rare dragons, and these are the dragons that I breed. Everybody chooses differently according to different things. Just a 35-day breeding cycle, which is of the rare dragon, is just a little better working for me, especially considering the effort that I put in and the effort that I get out. I breed the Wild Claws and Codals. The pairing of a rare dragon with a limited dragon has 97% chance of yielding a limited dragon and a 3% chance of a rare dragon. The pairing of a rare dragon with an uncommon dragon has a 90% chance of yielding an uncommon dragon and a 2% chance of a rare dragon. The pairing of a rare dragon with a common or plentiful dragon has a 99% chance of yielding a common or plentiful dragon and a 1% chance of a rare dragon. Depending on what your interests are, you're going to want to breed different kinds of dragons, and that's just part of the magic of Flight Rising. It's a wonderful game that's so open-ended that there's no wrong way to do it, and it's just important to be equipped with the knowledge to be able to make decisions that can help you reach your goals. And that's what this video is about. I want to do one in the future about genes. Some resources that you might find helpful are definitely the encyclopedia entry, the scrying workshop, the foresee progeny. If you input the father and the mother, you can see the statistical likelihood of breed and genes, because it does a real-time calculation and shows you the possibility. There are plenty of forum guides. Also, the Tumblr is just chock full of endless information about dragon breeding. Always, you could send me a message. I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to dragon breeding. I recommend that if you have a specific favorite kind of dragon, like sky dancers, that you find mates that are like Imperials or Nocturnes in the same scheme that you want. So if you like Eerie Shims, Cirque, pastel colors, to get a stock of those in Imperials, just so you always have a statistical likelihood of getting sky dancers. I like wild claws the most, so I have a constant stock of codals, because there's a 50% chance that if you breed a codal with a wild claw, that their offspring will be wild claw. Something that people always like to remark on is that codal and wild claw breeders are only interested in making treasure and they're not breeding for themselves, which I just think is kind of a cruel assertion. I can definitely see that because the dragons do sell for more, but the reason why they sell for more is because they're harder to breed, they take more time to breed, and they're less likely to happen in mixed pairing. If you're really into this whole statistical likelihood overlapping rarity, I really recommend Leoden. It's a fun game, and it does a lot more of this genetic stuff than Flight Rising does. It takes it to a different level. I reached out to my knowledgeable Flight Rising Tumblr friends and asked them what their breeding tips are. So here, me reading for the first time, are their tips. Time Spins Faithfully says, hold your dragons accountable for ugly hatchings. If they continue failing, purge them. I know some people are not really hip to the idea of purging dragons, but totally, if they're not giving you what you want, just sacrifice them. Pure deity. That's what exalting's there for. Oh my god. Yeah, completely, totally. Lord of Slams says, sometimes when trying to breed for something specific, the parents will give everything but what I want, so I make a point of naming them all the same shameful name and exalting them. Shark Boy pro tip. Leave yourself lots of notes if you're going to be breeding a specific pair in a different flight nest, because I cannot tell you how many times I was so excited a pair was R to be that I put them in my own nest without thinking about it. Yeah. So if you have a spreadsheet or something, I actually have a column in mine where I mark if I'm having them breed out of nest where I'm going to have them breed. So if you have something like that, that's how I recommend keeping track. Yeah, because I all the time I'll forget what my goals were for this dragon until I've already bred them. Misuji Kun says, if they give me ugly hatchlings, I'll sometimes put them in the back of the lair next to their hatchlings so they can watch them be exalted. I've actually done something very similar to that before, because who are they to not give me the perfect hatchlings? Pythias Rising says, if your dragons give you low egg count nests, smother them in fertility stones and remove their apparel for less chance of items getting in the way of sexual activities. That's pretty solid philosophy right there, right? Because if they're wearing a shame cloak, they might not be able to have as many babies because the activities were hindered. Light Frising says, scoot two dragons close to one another, remind them that they love each other, plead and argue and weep and beg, and then cry when you get a single egg. We've all been there. Citrus Heart FR says, breed an aesthetic. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks to all the Tumblr contributors for helping me with this episode. Go ahead and send me a message or comment below if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And check out these two videos on the right. They're both Flight Rising themed. Bye!